For someone who uses a wheelchair, an ordinary house can be the hardest part of the day. Steps at the front door. Neto interior doors. Hallways too tight to turn around in. The building itself becomes the disability. A single-level dome answers almost every one of those problems with its shape. Watch. Here is our resident, arriving home. No steps to stop at. The path runs straight up a gentle ramp to a door that is already wide open. From the sidewalk to the living room is one continuous, level surface. The entrance is a ramp built to 1 in 12, the steepest slope the accessibility standard allows, and a threshold with no lip to catch caster. The door leaf clears about 37 inches. The standard asks for 32. There is room to spare and no help needed to get through it. Inside, the reason the dome works is structural. The shell carries its own load, so there are no interior bearing walls at all. The whole floor is one open room. The accessibility standard asks for a 60-inch circle to turn around in. This floor is more than 27 feet across. The turning space is the entire home. Watch a full turn in place with no three-point shuffle. FROMAB of epsilon outs en CTH isen OTH I NGT OTH I ADTH UGH en ots or RID ers en OP I en THP o I NTs en OD o dvojtv a ys b et dvojtv en y o a n d a n yp a rt o f y u r o dvojtv n h o m e. Everyday life happens on one smooth loop. The kitchen, the table, the living area all sit around an open center, reached along a continuous curve instead of chain of rooms. The utilities run up a column in the middle, so the sink, the cooktop, and the power are close to the center of the circle, never at the end of a long, narrow run. Independence often comes down to transfers, bed to chair, chair to bath. In a stick-built house, a ceiling lift needs blocking hunted out inside the walls. The dome is a single rigid frame. A hoist can hang from it almost anywhere, and a grab bar bolts straight to a structural member exactly where a transfer needs one. Safety for someone who cannot move quickly is not only about the everyday. It is about the bad day. There are no stairs to fall on because there are no stairs. The rounded shell sheds wind instead of catching it. So sheltering in place is realistic, and evacuation is exactly what is hardest for someone with limited mobility. And the same tight envelope that makes it strong keeps the energy bills low, which matters most on a fixed income. No honest case is all upside. The curved perimeter makes tall cabinets against the wall awkward, which is exactly why the storage and services belong on the central core. A dome can also focus sound, so it wants soft furnishings and a few acoustic panels. And it is far easier to design accessible from the first sketch than to retrofit later. These are real costs, and they are all manageable. Put them side by side on the same footprint. The boxed house divides that footprint into framed rooms and hallways, and every accessible feature has to be carved back out of it. The dome starts as one open, single-level volume. Accessibility is not a renovation bolted on afterward. It is the shape you began with. A dome will not cure anything, but it stops spending a person's energy on the building. Step free from the street. One open floor you can cross and turn in freely. A frame that holds a lift or a rail wherever you need it. One safe level, cheap to keep. It is a house that meets you halfway instead of standing in your way.